Well, hey,
Hey, we're on.
Hey,
everyone.
hello everyone.
We're having fun tonight with the electronics.
Oh, won't we
Didn't think it was
just?
going to happen.
Yay.
I don't know if it was me, but I don't think there was any sound on the intro.
Yes,
Yeah,
there
we
was.
got sound. Yeah, we could hear
Oh,
it. No problem at all. Don't worry about it. But we can hear you, so that's all we worry
well,
about.
that's it then. We're all
That's-
right.
that's
Is everyone
more
okay? We're still here.
Can somebody just
Yep.
confirm they're receiving picture and sound for us, please? Because we're using a new app tonight. Thank you. That'll be great.
Well, this new app certainly foxing me.
That's right. Foxy's great.
Yeah, somebody's got
Yes,
it
you've got
on
a
the
yes from
phone or
NBC.
something. I
Thank
can
you.
hear myself talking back.
Yeah. Okay, we've got confirmation. Thank you,
Yeah,
Judith.
and Dennis says, "Yep."
Yeah.
Well, can't
Thank
see.
you, guys.
Can see in here. Yeah. Difficult to read.
Right. Okay. Right. Before we get going, can I just give an apology? Carol is not with me tonight. Won't be with us, I'm afraid. We've just got back from South Wales. Carol's feeling pretty much under the weather. It's she's no problem with COVID. It's not that. It's just that she isn't feeling too good, so she's gone to bed. So Carol sends her apologies to everybody and says sorry she can't be with us.
Oh, mate, hope she's okay.
Yeah. Send her our best wishes for a speedy
Will do.
recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
When you lean forward, Ian, we hear you a little bit better.
Yeah.
When you were
You want
speaking
to
just
lean
now,
forward?
yeah, when you leant forward, the sound was much better.
Ah, okay. How's that? Is that better?
That's good.
That's much better. It is better, actually, Alan. Yeah.
I'll put a couple of cushions behind my back then to bring me forward. Oh, I dropped that one. Never mind. Technology, eh? How is everybody, Anyway, are we all enjoying winter cruising?
I love
Yes,
it.
so
Absolutely.
we came
Absolutely.
out
Love it.
yesterday. It's the first time I've cruised this year. Came out yesterday for a couple of days.
Oh,
very
that's
nice
good.
too. And I've got to say hello to Jasmine.
Yeah,
Yes,
we want to
Hope
introduce
you're enjoying
Jasmine
your
to
first
everyone.
month,
So,
Jasmine. Hope it's a good one for you.
Alan, would you like to say something about Jasmine?
yes, indeed. Well, a lot of people have been asking if I'd introduce Jasmine, and we have actually recorded something for a future vlog. But I'm fortunate enough to have her on the boat with me. So she's going to say a little bit about herself and her background, just so you've got an idea. So over to you, star of the day.
Over to me. Okay,
Baptism
I was
by
born
fire.
in Kenya. I'm one of 7 siblings. I'm the youngest. My father was in the British Army, so we emigrated to England in 1967. And I started my nursing career, and I've been nursing for now 49 years. So I'll let you guess
Incredible.
my age.
You're giving your secrets away, Jasmine.
34.
I've got 2 beautiful daughters, aged 36 and 42. I've got 5 grandchildren whom I adore very much. They are a very big part of my life. I love nursing, and it's been a privilege to work with the lovely colleagues I've met through my nursing career. It's been a hard journey for many of my colleagues since COVID came along. Um, Things have changed a lot from where I trained to what nursing is now. Um, Anyhow, I took my retirement only last year in December from my normal contracted hours, and I do the odd shift here and there, ad hoc, really, because I cannot see myself not nursing again. I've devoted my life and time to nursing through the age of 17, and I have to say it's been the most wonderful time in my life when I started nursing. Obviously, it's changed a lot. My specialty is gastroenterology, so I've been in this specialty for 20 years. And now I think it's time for me to just let go. But part of me doesn't let it go. I have to do a shift. and I met this lovely gentleman. And I'm
He
sure
doesn't know
many
yet.
people will ask, how did we meet? Well, it was online dating.
Online dating, yeah.
Jasmine,
You never
can I-
know who you might find. I'm struck
Jasmine,
lucky, I'm pleased to say.
can I
It,
just
it,
say-
it obviously works because I've been looking at Alan's latest vlogs and he looks like a different fella, totally different fella. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, welcome to the family,
a lot of
Jasmine.
people have said that, actually.
Yeah, and Jasmine, can I just say, you're the first person to call Alan a gentleman. Well done.
So you don't think he's a gentleman? Well, he is to me.
Oh,
a
he is.
true
He
gent.
is.
He is a
true
true
gentleman.
gent. He's a true
No,
gent.
Okay.
I guess, in a relationship you learn, and it takes time. It takes time. We've only known each other now for 4 months,
4 months.
and it's been lovely.
It's
And
6
I
days.
absolutely love being on the boat. I've had the experience before, but this is another added, I guess, another added adventure in my life. I have traveled. I've been very fortunate enough to have traveled a lot to the most beautiful places that I wanted to travel. And I'm hoping in England, actually, it's really sad to say because I think the weather does prevent us enjoying the most beautiful places we
Absolutely.
have in this country. So I'm hoping to enjoy it with Alan.
Yeah,
I've
we're
got
hoping
to
to get
say,
out on the
Jasmine,
boat. And
I cruised today and actually cruised in a t-shirt today.
Yep.
It was quite freaky weather today. It was eerie.
I know.
Literally, it was like a summer's day up here anyway. It was lovely.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have cruised in a t-shirt here because I
No.
started with just a sort of light jacket on, and I finished up with a trapper hat, scarf. It was bitterly cold.
Oh, right.
Bitterly cold. Yeah,
I
It
tend
got
to feel
cooler
the cold
later
a lot
on,
more
but-
than
yeah. Yesterday
Uh,
we had sun all day.
Yeah.
Wonderful day. Yes, no, not yesterday. Sunday.
mm.
It's cold but beautiful day. Yeah.
Well, we've got
No,
Can I-
it's been good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we haven't seen much sun. Have
Yeah,
we?
it's been good.
Can I just say that Jasmine has given 49 years of her life to the NHS, and when you meet her and talk to her about it, I don't think you'll find anyone more dedicated. She really is dedicated to what she does, and as she said, she can't give it up. So still doing your day.
I have to say, I absolutely love what I do, what I've done in my life, and I would not have changed it for the world. I've learned a lot, I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot. I suppose I could write really
Write a book, yes.
a book about myself, but I think I have to say my gratitude is towards the people whom I have met throughout my journey through the NHS, and people I've worked alongside, and the nurses who have devoted so much. So
absolutely.
I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah.
But I shan't say no more because it will bring tears to my eyes.
Well,
Yeah,
Steve,
I
Steve,
know
Steve is the
exactly
last
what
one.
you're
I think Steve is the last one of us to experience the NHS in true form, really. So,
I can't praise the nurses high enough, I tell you. Really can't.
It's been a hard journey. I think for the last couple of years, I don't think I have ever envisaged anything as bad
Thank
as
you,
this.
Beth.
So
Actually,
think
Thank you, Sasha.
we've had a question,
been
Jasmine,
Jasmine, we've had a question directed directly at you.
from Alison.
There's an awful lot of people saying hi, wishing you well, but the question is Alan your most difficult patient so far?
Yes, without a doubt.
well,
I can't answer
not
that one.
difficult, not difficult. Annoying at times, and not difficult. I can cope with most people.
Yeah.
Most people. But I think he's got such passion for what he does, and I respect that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think because I do all the cooking, you see. I prepare all the meals.
Ah,
he
see,
doesn't
And
cook.
you could have told us
absolutely
that.
love it.
He doesn't
And
cook.
I've actually introduced him to a lot of the new food because
New to me, that is.
yeah. Today we had stuffed peppers, and yesterday we had roast chicken with the tradition meal. but I've introduced him to a lot of the other stuff, so he's getting used to it.
You've been asked if you like cheese top rolls.
No, I don't. I don't eat white bread. In fact, only brown bread I have, and that's not very. It's a rare thing. Maybe on the odd occasion, but white bread, no. I'm not. No. Cheese, yes, I do. Who doesn't love cheese? Let's face it. But I try to live healthily if I can, and I'm sure we all sort of fail. No matter what we say, or whether I like this, I don't like this, but we all have got bad habits. So I'm no exception to any of you guys.
I don't know what you mean, Jasmine.
I like my rosé wine.
Neither do I.
Shall we have a go at one of the questions that have been submitted to us?
Yes, do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Run the engine.
Oh.
How do you know when you have to use it again?
Well, the short
yeah, got long legs, Bob.
Shall I give my answer first, as it's a short one?
Please do.
Well, basically, Yvonne, I don't, because I always do moor up on Armco, somewhere where I can get the boat into the edge and properly secured, so I can step on and off safely. I have once used the plank, and that was when I visited my niece, who has a private mooring. And the mooring, unfortunately, was what's the word?
Silted up.
Silted up. Yeah, it was silted up, and I couldn't get on it properly. And I was
Wasn't
about
it by
4 or 5
Harbour,
feet
Alan?
off from the edge.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've used the plank. Sorry, Gary.
Was that near Market Harbour?
It was Market Harbour. Yes. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the houses there back onto the canal, and my niece lives there. And
I've been
it's
lucky.
the only time I've used the plank, and I would always try and avoid using it if I could.
Yeah,
Because it
I'm
would
the
be
same as you,
difficult,
Alan.
as
If
Yvonne
I was
realises. It would be very difficult.
if I was
As a
trying to
sole-
moor
as a
up
sole
and I
boat,
needed a plank, I just simply wouldn't moor up. I'd try and find
No.
somewhere else. I've never used the gangplank. The only canal that I've come close to using it on was the Ashby. The Ashby is probably my second favourite canal. I love the Ashby Canal. Met some lovely people on there, and it's lovely cruising. But it's very low waters there, a lot of silt in there, and it can be quite difficult to moor up. But that's the only time I've come near. But I've never used it.
Yeah, it's best avoided.
What about you, Ian?
I wouldn't personally do it. If I couldn't
No.
get in, I'd move on. I just don't feel. I don't, because if you have to use a plank to moor up, it means that you're on some form of shelf or something, which means every time a boat goes by, you're going to get knocked, and you're going to be on pins. And I just don't.
Or you're sitting on the silt.
Yeah, and I just don't fancy the combination of boats going by, being on pins, not being able to get off the boat to rescue it if you need to.
Only pirates use planks.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Heidi?
Cats.
I could have done with it. We braved all those storms sitting on the Shroppy Shelf outside Barbridge, and it was bang. It was awful. I mean, the trouble was we wanted to move as well, get away from it, but those winds, I wouldn't untie the bloody boat in that weather. It was terrible. So, and by the way, I hope all the boaters survived all right in those storms, because they were. Yeah. I think Franklin was definitely the worst one. It was
absolutely
horrendous.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It really was. What white horses coming down the Shroppy. And by the way, if anyone's wondering, Nikki is with me. She's sitting here.
Hi, Nikki.
But she might come and say hello. She might come and say hello in a minute.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready for another question then?
Yes, indeed.
Please. I just had to disappear and go and put the engine on, because in the excitement of getting ready for tonight, I forgot to put the engine on. So I do apologise if you can hear it.
Okay. I'll wait for the question until you come back.
No, I've done it.
It's been.
Oh, right.
That's
Okay.
where I disappeared to.
Now, Doug wants to know if any of us are using the mobile phone app to record the availability of 4G signals. I have to confess I haven't been, and I should have been.
Oh.
evidently, if we do this, it will help boaters in the future going forward to find out where the best signals are. But
Yeah,
That's a good idea. I mean,
it's a brilliant
that's
idea.
technology, and I don't do technology, but that would be a good idea if somebody wanted to
It
use
does
it.
sound a good idea, but I have found that where I've marked up good, good broadband signals, I've gone back and they haven't been. I don't think you can guarantee anything myself, but it is a good idea. But as I'm not a techie, I won't be going there.
techie.
So I have been asked whether I record where I'm more using the 3 words app, and I don't. I just record it on my MacBook.
I don't.
Or I remember it in my head. It's.
But I wonder if it's worth having a word with the guy that maintains Open Canal Map, because I think most people with phones now probably use Open Canal Map or WaterNav. It might be an idea to put it to them to see if we can record signal strengths as we go along on the canal that anyone else can see. Yeah.
Well, I think me and Alan will leave that to you and Ian, Steve.
It's getting very technical.
Doug is saying is that if we were to use the app Mast Data, that's MASTDATA, Mast Data, it's an app. You can automatically record your signal strengths with their survey tool.
Right. Okay.
So it might be something worth looking at. I don't know whether can I actually put that up here.
Some of these apps are for iPhone and some are for Android.
Yeah,
exactly. I've had apps recommended to me that don't work on the iPhone. So
I
don't know if you can specify what that's for.
Let me put it out there for anybody that might be interested in the other boaters. That's the app. Mast Data, okay?
Mast Data, okay. Yeah. Evening, Nikki.
Hello.
Evening. Hello again.
Hey.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, what a shame Carol's poorly.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not very good at all, to be honest. She's, in fact, while I was away, I had a day like this where I went really strange for 24 hours. Mind you, there's a lot of people say I am strange anyway. But
you got in there before me, Ian.
I thought I better. And I managed to, it just 24 hours later, it was as if nothing had happened. It was the most peculiar thing.
I had a bit of a...
And I think Carol's got that.
I did, yeah. I had a poorly day too, funnily enough. Now you said that, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the odd day where you just feel meh, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also we've had quite a lot of stress because we've had a lot going on that we've had to deal with. Nothing between ourselves, but Carol had to deal with. Plus, we had a very early start this morning, and and we've been travelling all day. We haven't stopped. We didn't moor up. What time did we moor up? 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 past 5 to be precise.
5:05, and we left house at 8:30 this morning. So it's been a long day.
So anyway, a quick one, you guys. How are you getting on with your new 24/7 cameras?
Well, hang on a minute.
Glad you mentioned that.
We've got a question.
Oh,
I
I can't read this, so you'll have to tell me what the question is, guys.
What's the update on the 24/7 cameras, and are you all going to do them, Frank?
Well, that was an apt timing, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Go on in, you lead.
Steve, you go first, mate.
All right, we have now got a replacement camera. It's mounted temporarily, and I've been running it now for the last 2 days, just to check on feasibility of getting technical now, bandwidth on the router there. That seems to be okay, so we're probably going to go live either tomorrow or the day after. So, but the good news is both Ian and I have now got cameras with sound. So we got to be very careful what we say when we're sitting out the track now.
You be careful when you're sitting in that welder.
Yes, yeah.
I'll tell you what, you're going to get more viewers. I'm going to be tuned in 24/7.
Well, if you hear us arguing, do let me know. Don't turn it on.
It's brilliant. I mean, the only thing, how will you get on with that? I know you're allowed to film in public. You don't need permission. I know that, and it's a free world. We can do what we want, but do you have to put like a disclaimer about bad language or anything? Because, you know, people swear when they're walking, perhaps.
This is the issue that we've got, is that YouTube have a policy about bad language on the videos. Now, streaming live, I don't know how we can manage that. I mean, we had it this afternoon. A couple of lads walked past, and it started raining, and all you could hear them say is "SH1T." I'm getting soaked here.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to manage that, to be honest. I think.
Well, perhaps ride it out for now and then see how it goes for a month or so and see what happens is the only thing you can do. I don't. Let's face it. It's real life. I don't think anyone's going to be offended by it, because if you're walking down the towpath, you're going to hear it anyway. You know, it's one of them. I think it's a brilliant idea to have sound. I do. It's nice. And if people don't want to listen, they have the option of muting it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The other thing to bear in mind is that in the summer, especially when we're sat in the crack cover enjoying ourselves with a nice glass of wine and having a chat, we can't really have the sound on.
no, you can. I'm sure you've got the settings, haven't you, to turn it off?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You're getting a bit close there, Ian. Back off.
To answer your question,
That was a bit frightening, wasn't it? Oh my word!
there is my camera.
Oh, good. You're going to be playing tomorrow then.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be playing tomorrow.
And I bet is Steve near you? Is he helping?
Well, let's just say I'm not a million miles away.
He's not a million miles away.
I didn't think so.
Kilometres away, actually.
Well, I actually have managed to get a camera now, so I've got a camera, but it's not the same as Steve's.
No, and we deliberately did that because we wanted to see. We wanted to do a comparison of different cameras. They're both
I'll tell you what, Alan,
cameras.
aren't you glad, Alan, that you're not technical like me? We can just plod on, can't we?
On that one, certainly.
Yeah, we can say what we want in the well deck, can't we?
Did we answer the rest of the question, by the way, which was, are you all going to do them?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah,
I've got the cameras, I've got CCTV, and I've got the camera. In fact, it was the same camera that Steve and Ian were using, but you do need an extra bit of equipment. It was an option that I thought about, but it didn't take me long to think about it. No, I don't. I'm not technical like these guys. These guys have the know-how to fix things. I mean, my camera has been playing up a little bit. I don't go near it. I just, nah.
You've just been asked a technical question. How much bandwidth do the cameras use?
Well, this is it. We don't really know at the moment.
Bandwidth is?
Okay, so the bandwidth, Gary, is the amount of data that's going down the cable. Yeah, obviously, the more dense the picture is, so you go from 720p to 4K, that takes a lot more data stream. Yeah. And that data stream takes a fine amount of room on the router's capacity, if you like. So imagine a 2-inch pipe, and you're pouring water down that 2-inch pipe. The more water you pour down it, the slower the water's going to run because it's bottling up because the pipe can't handle it. And it's the same sort of thing with the cameras. Yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
That's
getting
what
that balance then.
Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll turn the tap off. And that'll fix.
Our taps went off years ago, didn't they, Alan?
Yeah. Now I'm going to do a little link here because we have been asked a question by Boating Dave, but I had to have a word. We were going down the locks today and we met Lockie Ian. Do you remember Lockie Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, you got a new camera there?" I said, "Yes, and it's got sound, so be very careful what you say." And that leads me on to Boating Dave's question. He's actually asked us to say hi to Lockie Ian and thank him for helping him down through the locks. That goes for us as well.
Lad, Ian.
Us today as well. So
Steve,
while I think of it, I've been asked to wish someone a happy birthday. Can I do that now? So Helen has asked me to wish her husband, Graham, a very happy birthday. So all the best to you, Graham. And
happy
thanks
birthday.
for watching and supporting us.
Happy birthday, Graham.
And they did also have a question, Ian. I don't know if you've got it.
Yes, I've got some other questions. Steve, can you come into the shot a bit? We've only got half your face.
Oh, that's all right. You don't want all of me, surely.
It's the other half I don't want to see.
That's it. That's better. Just better. Thank you. I'm sorry, Alan. Yes, we have got the question. I've got it here. And while we're on the thank yous, I've been asked to congratulate Kate on her success today. Kate evidently has done something really good and needs to be congratulated. So, Kate, if you're watching this, all congratulations certainly from Carol and I, and I'm sure from everyone else.
Oh, congratulations, Kate.
Yeah, congratulations.
Right. Oh, I'm going to bring us all back down to earth because I've got a really good question here, but I don't know who sent it in.
It's not. Is it cold on a narrowboat in winter? Is it?
No. No. Is it hot?
Do we have toilets?
Right. Here we go.
What is it?
That is a very good question.
Yes. Yeah. I'll let Alan answer that one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Steve was going to answer it because
I can answer it if you want. But
I must say, I'm trying to think. Some of the single locks that I've dealt with have one at the upper end, a single one at the upper end, and then two lock gates at the other. And I think some locks have a single gate either end. But I can't think of any where they're like that.
yeah,
I imagine there could be a couple of reasons for it. One is the actual weight of the gates. Because where you have a double, I mean, we're talking about single width locks at the moment, because obviously double width locks have two gates either end. And a single gate can be very, very heavy. So I think having two gates on a single width lock must make them a lot lighter to move. So that, I think, is one of the main reasons. And also where you have double gates at the lower end of a lock, they're in a V fashion, so they're pushing, the weight of water is pushing towards them and keeping them closed. Whether that's anything to do with it, I really don't know. But
I think it's got to be, Alan, but I think Steve might have the answer.
Yeah, well,
you usually find that the single gate is at the top end of the lock where the water's high. And I think the reason for that is it's much more secure to have a single gate than two gates, which could actually slip and part. Yeah, so if you have a single gate where there's a mass of water behind it, yeah, that's less likely to fail than the two gates. And you have the two gates at the bottom because if you think about it, there's not that much pressure of water on those gates at the bottom.
No.
It's empty.
Oh, getting a bit of feedback here, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
where
let's
that's
go.
coming from. And to answer your question about whether you have a single gate top and bottom, I think it's the second lock of the Wolverhampton 21 that's got one gate either end. And that is purely because it's a very shallow lock. It was originally the Wolverhampton 21 were only a flight of 20, but the pounding between the very first lock and the second lock kept running out of water. So what they did, and it was a long pound, so what they did is they put another lock in the middle, which was a very shallow one. Yeah, so they only put one gate in either end because there wasn't pressure of water on the gates. That's the only one that I know of, but I dare say people will know of other ones.
I've never seen one, I don't think. I've never seen one. No. Yeah. I haven't done the Wolverhampton 21.
No.
Yeah. I like the yet. They're not a bad set.
I think what another aspect of that, which is interesting, is the sort of ground paddles and gate paddles that you see in lock gates, because obviously the canal's developed over a period of years with different engineers involved, and for that reason you've got different sort of systems. And I will actually be covering some of that in a future vlog, but only ones that I've personally come across though.
I'm sorry, but I've got a cat looking at me through the window. I'm very, very quickly going off that cat.
Yes, we saw that.
What it did, well, with Nikki we were making a coffee this morning, and the water side was port side, the canal side was port side, towpad side behind us, and there was a splash, and all you can hear is this, and it's clawing at the side. So I had my dressing gown on, not a pretty sight. So I had to whip the window out quickly, jump through the window, go down the gunnels, but unfortunately she was under the water. And I couldn't reach without jumping in the canal. Now, I love cats, I love animals. I wasn't prepared to jump in the canal this morning. So I tried to grab a hold of her. 9 times she's been in now. Tried to grab hold of her and I couldn't reach. But her claws were coming up. So all I had to do was I had to sacrifice my hand. So I just put my hand down so she could claw my hand and then lift my arm up with the cat attached to my hand. So, yeah. If anyone wants a cat, it's free. It comes with a week's supply of cat food. Yeah.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah,
Right,
put a
we've
harness
got
on it.
Another question, guys.
Yep.
It's mainly it's
Yeah.
yeah.
What's this?
I was wondering if you and Gary could tell us how you met
We've
Carol.
done our bit. You've got to do yours now.
I can't read it, sorry. I was wondering if you and Gary would tell us how you met
Tell us
Carol
how you
and
met
Nikki.
Carol and Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paulette.
Wood.
So Ian and Gary, that means.
Yes.
So if we've met,
No. How did
How
you
you
meet
met?
Nikki?
How did we meet?
Oh, well,
how
we
did you
met
meet Nikki?
in a padded room,
Yeah.
that we shared for a while, didn't we? But no, we met through the vlog, basically. Without going into too much detail, Nikki followed the vlog, and we were chatting. No harm, because Nikki was thinking about moving on board then, weren't you? Yeah, and asking questions, as people do, and a lot of people do. And I was answering them, and then unfortunately Nikki went through a bad spell. Let's just say that. And then we started talking, and well, we just decided to meet up. So I cruised. I found her.
I found you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. So
Domestic.
I cruised.
Ding, ding.
You
Yeah,
found each
so I
other.
cruised all day, and that's how we met, really, wasn't it? It went from there, really.
Yeah.
Well, we've been together since October. I am right, am I? Thank God for that. So yeah, October. But yeah, everything's good. Everything's lovely, to be honest. And to answer a million questions, no, she's not living on chucks. She has got her own boat. She's a boater, which is great. So
Wow.
there's no explaining about toilets or anything. She knows all about the water situation and everything else, and she's great on the tiller. But she has got her own boat. But obviously, for a lot of the cruises that we're doing at the moment, it's pointless locking 2 boats, as we're wasting water and wasting time. So Nikki is spending time on chugs at the moment. And of course, for the big summer cruise, we're trying to sort something out now. We may be doing something with Nikki's boat, so as we can all do the cruise on one boat, because our plans are involving a lot of waterways, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
And of course, we're meeting all you guys and Jasmine down at Crick. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
That's going to be great. We're really,
Good luck.
really excited about that. So what's the point of locking 2 boats and wasting water? It's just ridiculous. So, no, Nikki isn't living with me. She's living on her own boat. But, yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. I've gained an extra dog, but I'm getting rid of a cat.
You love her, really.
I don't. No, I don't.
Come on then, Ian.
To
Spill the beans, Ian.
answer my part of the question, it's Gary's fault in the first place.
It is my fault, and I raise my glass to that. I'll take the blame for that one, Ian.
But I basically met Carol over a steak in a pub. This was,
We are talking about the steak you eat.
Yes, yes.
she used to come on to Gary's live. She came on to Gary's live, and there was a lot of banter going on. I'm going to have to mute him in a minute. And and one day, a man walked down the pontoon with a box and a smiley face on it, and destined for Gary. And that particular box came from Carol. Now, we had a lot of banter going on the lives that we used to do with Carol during lockdown in the marina there. And one thing Carol said was she loved ribeye steak, which of course is something I liked. And as I was going down not a million miles from her on one of my travels that I had to take, I asked her if she fancied having a steak. Nothing more than that. Just she fancied meeting up for a steak. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah, it
don't
was
know the
nice.
rest of
It was nice.
what
We
a
used to have
plug on.
lovely banter, didn't we, with Carol and on those Facebook lives. Through lockdown, it was great. And I was doing the live, and when that box, it was gin and tonic, and it actually got delivered when I was doing a live, which is ironic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well, I'm happy to take the blame for that, Ian.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So that
Ian?
answers that question. Yes, Alan.
Ian,
Got one
Gordon
from-
has asked me a question.
Yeah.
He says he really enjoyed the coverage. Hang on, it's disappeared. He enjoyed the coverage of me filming the lock works.
Yeah.
And how does the CRT feel about that? So I think it's probably best if I explain what happened when I did my series on the Calvert 9 repair at
Excellent
Yelvertoft
series,
Marina, where I'm moored,
Yeah.
because the work site was on the opposite side to the marina. There was a compound, special compound made there. The diggers were on that side. Everything was on that side. And I started walking down from the marina side, and I just started filming. And I'm always a little bit wary because some people don't like to be filmed. Some don't mind. It is a bit tricky. And because they were on the other side, and it's not easy to get to the other side, I never got to speak to anyone before the work started. But I did speak to a supervisor there, and he seemed reasonably happy with me filming. And then one day when I went down there was a van on the marina side with a couple of guys in it. And unbeknown to me, they were watching one of the vlogs that I'd done. And I was filming, and they came along and said how good it was. And I think also the supervisor liked what I was doing. The only issue I had was when I wanted to film the removal of the fish, because having dammed the canal and drained it, they left a section with water in, with fish in, and they used an electrolysis type system to stun the fish and take them out. And I was asked not to film that, and I thought, well, out of respect, I will not film that. I have filmed the Environment Agency doing that work before in the marina, and I had a chat with the chap who actually asked me not to do it. He had consulted someone, and he said that personally he didn't mind. But I think some of my film that I took in the marina a couple of years ago had been seen by others, and there had been a bit of a debate going on about whether it was the right approach. I mean, I'm not into fishing or anything like that, but it seems to me that it's meant to be a humane way of taking the fish. None of them die or anything. They're just stunned, so they can be collected and put in other water. But so I didn't film that. Now, when they were doing the repairs at Watford Locks, which was a period, it was meant to finish on the 25th of February, but it's now going on until the 4th of March. Some of the repairs were to replace the lock gates on the top lock number 7. There's one single gate at the top, as we discussed, and 2 other gates. And also they were replacing the lower gates on lock 3, which is one of the interconnecting flights. Well, I was there one day helping set up for the works to go ahead. And I spoke to the supervisor of the works. I'd already done some background to find out who he was. And I spoke to him and I said, is it okay if I come one day and film replacing the gates? I thought I'd need to do something specific. Watching people chip out a few bricks and repoint isn't really interesting, but lifting the gates out or in is interesting. I didn't see them being lifted out. And he said to me, personally he's got no objection, but there are other contractors involved. Some people don't like to be filmed. And I sent him a text message explaining who I was and so forth. And he responded and he said, look, we're putting the gates in, the lower gates at top lock on Friday. And I was invited along. So I did go there with approval. I mean, I am a volunteer there, so I go there anyway. But as I wasn't volunteering that day, I would have been outside of it. And I was able to get in close, as anyone who's seen that particular video would realise. I was pretty close, and I was able to use the drone and everything. And I was very grateful for that. they also had, I think it was an outside photographer they obviously used to take photos, and there was a videographer there as well working for them. He was doing close-up work, and I believe they are planning some form of open day at the locks to explain to people what they've been doing. How that will work, I don't know, because there's no parking there. There's no public parking. A lot of people park on the verge of the A5, so quite what the plan is, I'm not too clear. But that filming was done with approval, and I have sent the CRT the aerial footage that I took in case they wish to use it. So yes, Gordon, there was cooperation with that one. And I think the supervisor had actually said he'd seen one of my films some years ago that I did at Foxton Locks. And on that occasion, I'd gone along on a Sunday when they weren't working, and I just wandered around and did some filming. But it is difficult going anywhere, I think, and watching people work when you haven't got a sort of authority, even if you're on public land. I think filming them, and I've done this before, because as many of you know, I am a volunteer at a pumping station museum in Somerset. And in 2014, when we had the floods, I did a lot of filming of that. And I was pretty up close, although on public land and able to film. And I did a lot of filming there of both the flooding and bringing in the pumps from the Netherlands and that sort of thing. So I've always done filming, and I try and get the best shots that I can, really. So yes, the Watford Locks was done with approval and a sort of semi-approval on the Calvert 9 repairs.
Well, I've got to say, and everybody will agree, Alan, they were absolutely superb series. Thoroughly enjoyed both of them. It really was.
Yeah, they were good.
Something
I was on the spot. I was able to do it. I couldn't have done it without the drone.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I've got to say, I'm wary because when I go past the CRT boat and I'm doing a little bit of filming, and they're half asleep or got a fag hanging out their mouth, well, I'm a bit wary of dropping them in it, to be honest. So I edit a lot of that out.
I've got a few vlogs that I've prepared but not published yet. And in one of them, I go past a workboat, and the guys are on the side having tea or something. Nothing's happening, and I think, what is going to happen here? When I came back the other way a few days later, I could see what was happening. They were doing towpath repairs, putting a new Armco and that. But the guys again were sat on the side having tea.
Yeah, but I mean, they're entitled to tea breaks and dinner breaks.
Yeah,
it's just funny. There always seems to be a tea break
for them. We've got a couple of questions, guys. They're both basically the same question. One's from Linda and one's from Louise. This is the first one. I don't know if I can show them both together. No, I can't. So the first one says, I'd like to know what everyone's job was before or now while on the canals. And the other one is, what did you all do for a living before you changed to a narrowboat life?
Okay.
Who wants to knock that one off?
Are they both the same question?
Because
that's all of us.
Pretty much, Gary, yeah.
I think they want to know what we did before we were narrowboating.
Right.
But,
Yes.
you know, some people give up the day job and go narrowboating and set up a YouTube channel and need to make an income. Whereas I am retired, so I'm not reliant on any income from the channel or anything like that. I've never actually said specifically what I did at the time I retired. All I've said is that I was working for a government agency, and I will reveal that at another time when I chat about me and say perhaps a little bit more about me and my background.
Yeah, 003.5.
It wasn't MI6. It was nothing secret. It was nothing secret, but I was a civil servant basically. That's what I was doing.
Well, before I retired, I actually worked for Shell, and later it became SR, which is at the refinery at Ellesmere Port, which Gary knows really well. And I started out as a process plant operator. So I used to go out to the actual plants that were producing the products and keep them running. But then in 1992, I moved over into process control. So I started looking after the computers that actually control the plants. And that's how I ended my days when I retired 6 years ago this June, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I, as Steve just said, I worked for Shell UK. They used to do lots of different work, I'll say that. And I was a driver trainer. So I was a highly trained driver in all sorts of defensive driving techniques and everything else. So I used to train lots of different agencies and the drivers. And hi, guys, if any of you are watching.
And I was in IT. I worked in IT, working on some high-profile companies, which you would all know about if I mentioned them. Unfortunately, I didn't end up with the money that I should have been entitled to, but I decided to retire and live on a narrowboat and to cruise, and I am having the time of my life.
You're underestimating that, Ian, because I happen to know that you have travelled the world with your job.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Yes, you can get fed up with it, but yes.
No, but he just says an IT guy, and believe me, he has travelled the world. He really has.
Well, there we go. So that's it. That answers that question. Now then, here's one for Alan.
Oh.
No, I haven't actually. It's never been in my mind to be a continuous cruiser. I don't think it would necessarily suit me, and I certainly haven't got the right boat to do it, because I would want a longer boat with extra facilities and better electrics and things like that. So it was never in my mind. I repositioned myself where I am. Initially, I was close to my father. For those of you that don't know, Dad is now 97, and he was living close to Northampton, which is about 40-minute drive from where I moored. But he then went to live with my father in North Norfolk. So I moved up and he moved away. But,
I'll tell you something.
At the same time,
do you get on it? Do you get on, Alan? Or...
Yeah, we do. Yes. At the same time, I upgraded my camper van. I used to have a bay window VW, which I had for 30 years, and I bought the present camper van. And having lived in the West Country for when did I go? 85 for 25 years. No, 30 years old. Having lived in the West Country, I've seen lots of things in the West Country. I mean, I do travel around, and I've always travelled around to Wales and Yorkshire and places, but I position myself where I am so that in the camper I can go further north and visit things, and Jasmine and I will be doing that, because we want to go up to Northumbria and look at things, and the Lake District, Snowdonia, Yorkshire. There's things we want to do together in the camper. So
Alan's frozen.
Oh, Alan's gone.
It was never my intention to be.
Alan's back. Nope, now he's gone again.
Well, I met his father. He's wonderful. Absolutely amazing person. Lots to.
I've got to say, Ian and Alan are so lucky to.
Are we still here?
Yes, we're all here. You're so lucky to still have your fathers. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Thanks, Gary.
Alan?
Yeah.
Is there anybody there?
Are you with
We're
us?
here.
Yeah.
We
I
can
tell
see
you what,
us.
it's hysterical. With Alan's permission, I might share a little video on our little warm-up on my Facebook page, which is Chuggabug, of Alan with his mic. For the warm-up, he was a Dalek. So I'm going to share that. I'll send it to you, Alan.
Okay, thank you. Can you see us? Can you see us?
Absolutely.
You can. Oh,
Yes.
I think we disappeared.
Yes, oh no, you're still there.
I think you should send it to
that's
all of
okay.
us, Gary.
I will.
Going back on what Gary just said about the Daleks, I'm convinced now that Doctor Who had Alan inside a Dalek. If you watch the video, that is a Dalek.
Steve, do you remember that little pod thing I had on the back deck when I was still in the marina? And you said all you need is a suction plunger thing.
I'll put it on Facebook. I've still got it. I'll put it on Facebook as well.
You're going to put it on Facebook. Go to Life on Board Amy Joe and have a look. Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll overdub Alan's voice.
Yeah, do it. I'll tell you what, I'll put the link on our little chat and you can all use it as you want.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I've
Sorry,
got
Alan, we're
one,
taking a mickey out of you here, haven't we?
we've got one final bespoke question. The rest of them, hopefully people that are watching might like to throw a few into us. But this one's from Carl.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes, Carl and don't tell me, begins with a C. Sorry,
No,
Mr. Gamble.
It's spelled with a K, Carl.
Yeah, Carl is, but his wife, his good lady's name is with a C. She does YouTube. Oh dear, now I sound silly. Sorry, Carl.
So, what
Thanks,
started
Jenny.
the vlogging then? Who wants to kick that one off?
I'll start.
Oh, go on, Alan.
Okay. Well, I've always, as I was saying just now with the camper, I've travelled around. I've always taken records of where I've been. I've got lots of photos of all sorts of things. And a lot of them are actually Canal related, years and years before I bought the boat. And when I got a movie camera, I started filming things, and I was making short DVDs for myself. So I've been filming for many years now, probably about 20 years. And I was doing it for me. I do actually have another abandoned YouTube channel where I uploaded very short things, which had about 40 followers. But I was uploading them as somewhere to keep them rather than anything else. So I have always filmed, and I would have continued doing that when I bought the boat. And obviously a few people before me had started vlogging. I wasn't a YouTube follower, but when I was researching about buying the boat, not only was I watching vlogs, I was reading about certain things, and I did a lot of research, a tremendous amount of research before I bought the boat. And I've been to a lot of the names that we talk about on the canals are familiar to me because I have visited them, but not by boat. And years ago, and I'm not sure if he's still going because he's come and gone, Dan Brown was one of the guys that started this on Narrowboat
Still
Tilly.
going.
Still vlogs
He was a
occasionally.
young man, and he sold his boat, and then he didn't do it for a while. Then he bought a larger boat, and he did it. And I'm not sure if is he still going, Steve?
He's still doing it. It's sort of interesting, is the name of his
Sort of
channel.
interesting. That's a sort of interesting life. Dan Brown, sort of interesting life. I was watching
Excuse
him.
me a minute.
Then
Thanks,
of course the
MPD. I'm
king
gonna go
came
to
along.
the-
This fella called
Is it 8
David
o'clock?
came along,
No,
and
5 minutes.
we have to turn the engine
Oh.
on. David came along, and then others seemed to follow. And David started from Yelvertoft, where I'm moored, and Kevin Country House Gent started from Yelvertoft, where I'm moored. And as I say, I'd already been filming for myself, and it just seemed to make sense to perhaps share my travels and adventures with others. So that's me.
Yeah, well, me at the time. Thank you. At the time, I
Just got to
was
disappear for a
going
minute.
through. I was told I may go
I'm just
blind
going to turn the
with
engine on.
something called diabetic. Oh, what's going on? Oh, there we go. We're all moving. It's 5 to 8. Or 5 minutes. Diabetic retinopathy, which can indeed take your sight. And I was a driver, so blind drivers, they're not very good. So unfortunately, I knew I was going to lose my job. I was going to lose my house because I'd been married before, and I bought my own house, and I couldn't afford, obviously, to keep my home. And every time I went out, it was near water, and I've always loved water. So I thought, well, narrowboat. So I did research, and then I was sat in the house one day, and I just thought, do you know what? I can't be the only one going through this. Can't be the only one losing my living, losing my home, or going through stuff. And I used to watch, as Alan said, David, Cruising the Cut, and of course, my mate Kev, who we're meeting in a week or so, Country House Gent, and used to watch a, a, f- a few vloggers. And I just got up off my couch and I started filming myself. And I just thought, do you know what? I can't be the only one going through this. Can't be the only one losing my home or going through stuff. And I used to watch, as Alan said, David, Cruising the Cut, and of course, my mate Kev, who we're meeting in a week or so, Country House Gent, and used to watch a few vloggers. And I just got up off my couch and I started filming myself. and thought, I'm doing a vlog. So I just carried on filming, and that's how I started. And I thought it might help others. And now, of course, it has become a diary of my life. I film everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything just goes on camera. I just share my life, and I don't regret doing it for a minute. Yeah, I enjoy doing it. I really do enjoy doing it. Yeah, that's me, Steve.
Yeah, well, ours came about as a sort of, we got fed up with being asked questions by Chris's workmates and my family. How do you get on with this? And what do you do about that? And if you're on a boat in the winter, what about? And so we tried to explain it to them, and it wasn't going through. So I made a couple of little videos, and because in order to show them, I put them up on YouTube. And we suddenly realised it wasn't just our friends that were looking at them; there were other people. And we just decided we'd keep going. And it's like you; it's become a diary of our travels. I've got my memory's not that brilliant. I can remember things, but I could go down a canal today and I wouldn't remember that part of the canal in detail. I can remember being on it, so I use the vlogs as a sort of a memory bank, if you like, to remind me of what the canals are like. And that's how the YouTubing has come, and it just snowballed. We started, thanks to you, Gary, we started to get people out in America, Canada, New Zealand. They all started commenting, saying how much they were enjoying them, and it's just gone from that.
They're good vlogs, mate. They're good vlogs, so why not?
We always did a blog. Yeah, we used to keep a written blog. It's called Blogger. And I started doing that when we decided to get a narrowboat. Right from day one, when we said, yeah, we're going to have one, we went through all the planning stage, the building stage of the boat, and it's all down in the blog, right from day one. All the trials and tribulations about losing father-in-law and all that, it's all in the blog. And it just went from there. So, and that's us.
Go on, Ian, your turn.
Yeah.
Wow. Once upon a time. No, actually, what it was
I'm going to tell you a story.
He sounded like David Attenborough then, didn't he? Or Bellamy, was it? Yeah.
What it was that when I decided to go live on a narrowboat, I wanted to keep a diary, A, for myself, for my travels, but B, especially for my grandchildren, because I have some young grandchildren, and they watch my vlogs, so they know what their grandpa's up to. And then it began to become part of something I really enjoyed doing, and I found that others enjoyed what I was doing, which is to all you lovely subscribers. Thank you. And it was wonderful.
Don't milk it, Ian. Don't milk it.
That's it.
And you've got to add.
With the unsubscribe button.
And you met Carol.
Yeah, like and subscribe, press the bell.
I didn't say that. But please
No,
don't
I'd say that.
like and subscribe. Yeah.
So don't forget to
watch the
subscribe.
adverts.
Yeah,
All
what's
of
the
us,
advert?
every single one of us has adverts before, because YouTube have just put it on now,
I know that.
whether we want them or whether we don't. So please watch the adverts all the way through. It doesn't cost you anything to do so, but it puts a few cents in our pockets.
Yeah.
And it is a few cents.
It is a few cents as well.
And it's my only income.
Oh, yeah, it isn't.
It is. It is. I'm not drawing anything at the moment. It's me.
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid YouTube ruined it a little bit by putting adverts on all the vlogs.
Yeah, they've done it. Yeah.
Well, it was Ian that Ian tipped me off for that you might as well put them on, because YouTube are putting them on anyway. So if you don't put them on, you're not going to. What's the point? Listen, folks, if you want to skip them, skip them. Do what you want. But just thanks for watching, really. Dale doesn't want to play tonight.
Alan, you're very quiet.
No, I was just listening to you all, catching up.
Oh, right.
When YouTube started putting the adverts on automatically, they put the adverts on in the middle as well. So when I upload a video, there are adverts at the start and at the end, but I turn them off in the middle.
Me too. I've took them off in the middle.
But
So what do we
I'll
all
be
think
honest,
about
I have
Crick
started-
coming up? What do we
Oh,
all
yeah.
think about Crick coming up and our
Yes,
summer
I'll be
cruises?
there.
Looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Really am looking forward to it this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we've got a nice plan, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, and luckily enough, we're moored up. John and Ange, if you watch my last summer cruise, are the people that we cruise with, or I like to cruise with because they're lovely people. I'm moored up just by us here. So we had a bit of a chat today just to confirm our plans, and it's going to be new waters for the pair of us,
Will be.
and it's going to be some lovely waters. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
Very good.
Well,
Yeah,
Stephen,
it's going to be exciting.
Steve and Chris and Carol and I will be cruising together to Crick, but afterwards we all go in our own
our separate
separate
ways.
ways.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to doing that, and that's
It'll be like a firework going off. I'm going one way, you're going one way, you're going one way, and Alan will be
And I'll
there.
be walking back to the other side.
He'll be
Alan
lighting
will
the
be the
fuse.
captain wheel. Just go around.
Well, I'm just going to say at the end of the cruising season in the winter, Alan might be seeing a lot more of Chris and I. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
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 That's
yeah.
Oh, I've heard about people like them, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, with Chris's mum's 93 now, and the dementia's really getting hold.
Oh, bless.
We want to be a little bit further south for her, but we don't want to be too far away from Amy and Joanne, our daughters. So I think we're going to hit middle ground and live around the Rugby, Braunston area for a bit. So that's why I say Alan might see a little bit more of us.
It's nice round there, isn't it?
Down there. Yeah.
Nice round there. Very busy in the summer.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, very busy. I love Braunston, I've got to say. It was a nice experience. It was lovely. I can't remember the name of the pub I went in at Braunston.
Navigation.
There's the Admiral Nelson by Lock
The Admiral
3.
Nelson. Yeah.
As you walk up from the marina, you go up a narrow little footpath, up like a dirt track.
Oh, the plot.
And then you get to the
Yeah.
top and you come to the main road. And if you look left, it's there.
Oh, the one on the main road is the boathouse.
The boathouse.
The big
That's
one.
it.
The big one
Just
on the main
towards-
road is the boathouse.
Towards the church, Alan.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. He's no. I know where you are, Alan. You go up the lane, up by the pork pie shop. If you turn right,
Yes.
the pork pie shop.
Yes,
Oh, I
which,
thought you meant the one down by the Canal.
unfortunately, I'll never visit again. But yes, if you turn right, the pork pie shop's up there. If you go left, the pub is just there.
Butchers.
What's the name of it, Ian?
I can't remember.
The
I
only two
never
pubs-
Did you have that many in the pub? Did you? Did
No,
you
I
frequent
don't
it often?
There wasn't one. We
I
did
don't
pass
really
another
go into
pub, I
pubs
think, in
unless
that
you're
main
around.
drag, before we went down to the other one. So I
Well,
don't remember what it was called.
I can remember the Lord Nelson down there near Braunston. We've had a few
But
meals.
The funny thing is, John and Ange and myself, we looked at the map. You know, they have these like plaques, you know, with a map. You are here, and you follow the path. So we looked at it and we thought, right, so we've got to go that way, that way, that way to go to the town. And the actual thing that's printed on metal is the other way round. It's like a mirror image of what you should look at. So we buggered off in the other direction and we thought, well, there's nothing here. We came to the main road. It's all the opposite way round to that plaque.
Yeah.
It as you go over, there's a bridge by Braunston Marina that you walk over. I think it's the old toll house, is it there? And they have a cafe boat that's moored there.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
The,
by
the,
that.
the pub on the other side is the boathouse. The pub on the other side of that is the boathouse. It's a Marston pub.
It might be.
Yeah.
But it's a good pub anyway. I didn't get on with the butchers, but it was a good pub.
The butchers is okay. It's all home produced.
I know, but I went there with John and Ange, and
Yeah,
John and Ange are watching. They will confirm it. We bought quite a bit of stuff from there, and it was all a little bit ropey, to be fair. I'm not downing them. I'm sure it's really good. I'd never down anything, you know that, but we had a bad experience.
2 beers.
No. This
Where?
was the
At that
next
pub?
day. No,
So I wasn't
we
listening.
went to the pub,
No,
went to the
yeah.
butcher's, bought the meat for the barbecue and everything, and even the dogs turned their noses up.
Yeah.
And if you know Chip and Dale, mate, they don't turn their noses up.
We have had another question, actually. and if I can find it, because I think it's probably, oh yeah, it's Stephen Walker has asked, are the larger cities somewhat dodgy for mooring? And that's quite an
That's
interesting
quite a good question, actually.
Yeah,
yes and no, I think.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. It depends where you
Yeah.
moor up, but I'm not a lover of cities for mooring
No.
up in.
You must admit.
No, and neither am I. I mean, last year I went through. I heard all sorts
Excuse
of
me a minute.
rumours. Yep, go for it. About Leicester. I think there's 2 secure moorings. Am I right, Steve, on the river there going through
That's
Leicester?
I don't know that
Yeah,
part of the network,
I think
mate.
there's 2. I can't remember them.
Yeah.
But we got up early to get through them, basically, because I'd heard rumours, so we tanked it through. And then I was talking to Fran and Rich, and they said, "Oh, it's wonderful." You know, so it's different experiences for different people. So you can't say it's a bad city. I know people that have had bad experiences in Chester. How many times have I moored up in Chester and never had one?
Yeah.
So it depends. No, I mean, you get a feeling, I think, as a boater, as soon as you're cruising through somewhere, if the graffiti is spelt wrong, you keep going. Really?
Absolutely. Indeed. Yeah.
I was about to mention the graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah, you just keep going. You get a feeling about, because you see rubbish in the canals, you see graffiti, you might be mooring up outside the back of someone's house, you get funny smells. You can, I don't mean that. No, I don't mean that. You can smell if people are smoking woodbines or not. So I tend to carry on in places like that. It's not somewhere we want to be. You just keep going.
To answer your question, Steve, it's some cities, i.e. Ian's on a play again, isn't he? Some cities...
he's doing me head in.
Some cities we've been through.
We're down here now. We're down here. We're down here now, yeah. We were over here before, over there.
You go to Manchester, you go in through Castle Fields, up the Rochdale 9, it's very dodgy round that way. And we've had experience of that. You're treading in hypodermic needles and used what's names. But other towns, Birmingham. Now, everybody says steer clear of Birmingham. And probably if you go around the outskirts of Birmingham, that's quite true. But once you get in the centre near Gas Street, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know,
I love Gas Street.
The Life Centre and the Lego shop. It's absolutely fantastic there. But
it's so cosmopolitan, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah,
you
it is.
Eat anything.
Yep.
It's
some lovely restaurants down in by the basin there. But like the Foxes, I think our favourite's Liverpool, isn't it? Yeah. Liverpool's a fabulous city, but again, you're going through Bootle and Litherland there, and it's a bit dodgy, and it's plastic bag city. The water's so clear you can see the plastic bags on the bottom of the canal. We passed a settee as we went in, you know, and all this sort of thing. But again,
where was it heading, Steve? It's not coming my way, is it, mate?
Well, no, that was it. That was just a couple of years ago, and it was in Litherland. But yeah, but
I can't remember where it was, but I actually went past it. I think it was a Ford Escort.
Yeah. We've seen fridges. We've seen fridges. We've seen air conditioning units. I think we saw the back end of a mini. Yeah, but yeah, once you get in the city centres, it's a totally different city altogether. Liverpool, Manchester, Birmingham. They're all beautiful places when you get in the city.
Well, I was down near Coventry, and we were debating with John and Ange of going down into the basin in Coventry. And I did some research, went on YouTube, looked for vloggers, and I found my dear friend now, Narrowboat Will. Check him out. And Narrowboat Will went into the basin. He's brilliant. And he was commenting there was so much rubbish thrown off the bridges. He had to knock his engine off to go under each bridge to get to the basin. But once you get into the basin on the Coventry arm, it's amazing. And I've heard nothing but good reports, haven't we? But since it's been nothing but good reports. So I regret not going now. I do regret not going.
I know a little bit about the Coventry end and the basin because I did some offside vegetation cutting along that section of the Coventry Canal from Hawkesbury Junction down. And as you get nearer to the basin, the water is just full of bottles, plastic bottles, tins. It is filthy, absolutely filthy. And one day when we were working there from the workboat, we fished out 2 very heavy chair units, which I think had only been there a day or so, because all the metal work was absolutely shiny. So they hadn't had time to rust or do anything.
Yeah.
They were heavy. It took 3 of us to haul them over the side of the boat.
Yeah.
And on another occasion, we were working and a boat actually got caught. We had to tow him off backwards. So he got wedged on something that was in the water. But the basin itself is quite nice, and it's sort of not really in the centre. It's a bit off of Coventry Centre, so you don't get a lot of trouble there.
Yeah, I think the other thing is timing as well. Now, we've found to avoid cities at weekends. Weekends. Chester in particular. Chester has got 2 personalities. It's got historic city, tourist city during the day, and at weekends it's nightclub central.
Or a race day.
Or a race day, yeah. It's got a horse racing track, and if you go into Chester on a race day, it is a nightmare.
It's the oldest track in Britain, Steve. 1539, I think they've been racing horses there.
So the problem there is, of course, everybody goes in, they're drinking, they're getting, drunk, and it's just a nightmare on the boats. I've heard of people running up and down their roofs. Ian's had a guy trying to impress his girlfriend on the back of his boat, and it's usually weekends. So we only go into Chester during the week. And
I agree, because it makes you spill your drink.
It does. So we tend to go in during the week when it's quieter. Yeah. Yeah, especially, you spill your drink when we get on board, don't you?
Oh, yes. You broke a glass, didn't you? Was it a glass?
I owe you a glass, didn't I?
You do. Yes. By the way, Steve, it was full to the brim.
Yeah. I've been asked by Simon, actually, what you've got in your hand.
That will be Simon Collier. It's got to be Simon and Tracy. It's got to be Simon and Tracy, because only he would ask that.
Yeah.
What have I got? I've got this. I'm doing all this on my tablet. So this is my little electronic pen that I stop. That's the word. See, I knew you were technical. This is what I use to probe. So look out, Simon. I'm coming for you.
Well, guys, would you like all to have a laugh before we end for today's show?
We've had a laugh anyway.
No, a really laugh at my expense.
Go on then.
Oh dear. Yeah, go on then.
I went to the hairdresser.
Oh,
that's it. That is a laugh.
have you noticed?
And the hairdresser said to me, "What do you want?" So I said, "I'll have a number 2 around the side and tidy it up on top, like I always do." So the first cut went straight across and gave me a tram line. So I ended up.
Oh my!
Let's see that again.
They missed that, Ian. Can you do it again, mate?
No.
Let's have another look.
Ian, you've got. I'm gonna freeze frame it anyway, mate. On the playback, I'm gonna freeze frame it and I'm gonna put it on Facebook. So come on, give me another look, because I'm half blind. I need to see.
I thought I'd come and sort you out, all right?
No, you look like a peaky blinder.
He's got less hair than I have.
Bloody hell! Will you do it again, Ian? Please.
No,
Go on, please.
won't.
Well, if you don't, I'm going to freeze frame it and put it all over Facebook, and I'll even put it on a vlog.
No, Carol is shouting, not on Facebook.
I won't. But please show me again.
No.
Oh.
You're saying no.
Yeah, but listen, everybody that's watching this can. They could freeze frame it and put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, what's everyone's plans then?
So everyone, freeze frame at 1 hour, 14 seconds.
You've got no chance, Ian. Sorry, Carol. I love you, Carol, but sorry, darling.
What's everyone's plans now? Tomorrow I am going to be. It's going to be raining up here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try and get the camera sorted, and I'll be vlogging that, and that will be coming out as a vlog. And I'm going to tell all you lovely people who are watching how you can connect to YouTube just using a camera with nothing else.
Yeah.
So we've cracked it. So I'm going to be vlogging that. So look out for it.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Alan, what's your plans? I'll get used to looking at
tomorrow
you.
we're going back to the marina tomorrow, and haven't really thought much beyond that.
No.
My plans are met up with John and Ange today. They're up here with us. They're going down to a certain place that way. That way. That way. Yeah, that way. They're going to spend the night there, and then they're cruising back towards Chester, as I have medical appointments. So we're going to look down into Chester with them, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to go together.
Yes. So, and we're going to be
I've just remembered.
together for a while.
Go on, Alan.
I'm at Watford Locks on Saturday, in case anyone's coming through the day they open.
Okay.
So
Was
I'm
that
doing
a hint
Saturday.
to avoid them, or?
I'm not going there. Alan's there.
Some people keep asking me when they're going to open, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see me. So I'm there on Saturday anyway.
Oh well, there we go. So has anybody got anything else they want to ask?
What's Steve's plans?
Whoa.
Oh, sorry, Steve. What's your plans?
We're treading water at the moment.
Probably following Ian.
Pretty much, yeah. For a month. Yeah. No, we're treading water till the end of the month, because we're off on a holiday for 2 weeks. So, and then, but I'm not going to say where we're going just yet because I want to vlog about it.
I'm envious. Let's just say that.
Yeah, well, you know where I'm going, Gary.
Yeah.
So,
I'm envious.
Yeah.
A lot of people do know where
and
we're going.
probably everybody else knows, but yeah, we're doing that for 2 weeks. So, and then when we come back, of course, we're going down to Crick. So we'll be meeting you all down there. So,
Are we going the same way?
yeah, that's another thing.
Do you know what I mean? Are we going the same way? I don't think we are, you know.
There's
I
3
don't think
different
if
ways
it's a
down,
race,
isn't there?
if it's a race, they'll win.
No, we'll win.
Steve's got the biggest engine and
Oh.
more experience. He'll
Oh,
win.
really?
Yes.
We're
I think we might come second.
Harry, we don't race on Canal narrowboats at all.
Never.
It's
Do
only,
you know what? Do you know what? I was moored in Nantwich
yeah.
a week, 10 days ago, and 2 boats. They were hire boats. I'm not criticising hire boats. The canals wouldn't survive without them. But there was 2 of them going down in between us moored boats together. Literally going down
Really?
like that. I have never seen that before.
No, I must admit, neither have I.
No, and they were clacking boats
That was
all the way
different,
down, weren't
yeah.
they? Yeah, two hire boats, which I don't know what the heck was going on, but that was a bit strange, yeah. Never seen that before.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
dangerous, I would have thought.
It is very dangerous. And it was
Around that
windy too.
bend. You come round
Yeah.
that bend just before the
Well, I was on the straight by the services, but I don't know where they got together, but it was not good. Not good, no.
No, absolutely.
Sorry to go off on a tangent.
Off a tangent.
That's our plans anyway, and of course,
Don't ask me what a tangent is, Ian. I haven't got a
You
clue.
were off on it.
Yeah, but I was off on one.
something to do with a triangle, isn't it?
Is it?
No idea.
Alan,
Yeah.
get us out of this hole. What's a tangent?
Okay. What's a tangent? Something mathematical.
Nice one. Good answer,
It is,
Alan.
is it the diagonal of a triangle?
You know what? When we do our
Right.
Go Narrowboating live from Crick, it's gonna be. Are we doing it from the beer tent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Chris, I'm with you.
Right. Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
We've got Emo on. I think that's how you pronounce it, Emo. He's been asking the same question for a bit
Yes,
now.
he's in Texas.
He's in Texas,
What?
indeed.
I know him. He's yeah.
What do you think of USA fans? You have many. We love our USA fans.
Yeah.
We do, very much.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's no joke. We
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
love our American friends over there. They are our biggest, and I think Ian, Alan, and Gary will say this.
Yeah, very much
They
No,
are
so.
not mine.
biggest
Get many
supporters of our
comments.
blogs, I think. No, we
I get
love you guys over
the
there.
majority of my viewers are from the UK, and then USA comes in second, and then
Second,
Australia, I believe.
Yeah, Australia. Yeah.
Having said that, Emo, we love having you on board. It's lovely to
Yeah.
meet
Very
you
much so.
guys over there,
Very much so.
have
Yeah,
you on board.
definitely.
And I know that you have a genuine interest in canals, because your canals are massive compared to ours. So, yeah. No,
They're rivers. Kid, come here.
Yeah,
Say
so,
that.
absolutely love having you on board, guys.
You got the money.
And to be fair, our friends across the pond are the most
Prolific.
Terrific.
Prolific commenters.
at comments
Yes.
and questions,
Yeah.
and we
Yes.
really appreciate those. And thank you so much
We
for
do.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing I do have to say as well, I think it's something like 61% of my viewers aren't subscribed either. Something like that, which amazes me. So how do they find me?
They search Facebook.
Right, okay.
Most
Please
of the
accept my
viewers.
apologies. I've got to go.
Okay, Jasmine.
Oh,
nice to
Hello,
meet you.
Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
Lovely to meet you, Jasmine.
If I look at the
That's the phone.
Well,
Sorry
look at
about
the
this.
analytics.
Sorry.
No worries. Lovely to
if
meet you.
I look at the analytics on my vlogs, most of the viewings come from Facebook, and most of our American friends are on Facebook,
Yes.
and that's why they're viewing
Right.
from there. So yeah,
Well, if I knew how to work it, I might be able to tell you where
Yes,
mine
please.
come from. I haven't got a clue.
yeah, you need YouTube Studio for that.
And it's
Yeah,
on
I've
there.
got that. That's how I view stuff. But there's loads of numbers and dots and
That's
graphs and
yeah.
things. And, well, quite frankly, I don't know how that works. But I have a look and it says 60-something% are subscribers, so
Yeah.
many aren't. And it says the ages, which is really nice because I think something like all of my subscribers are over 50.
Yeah, and ours, and
Yeah.
ours. Yeah,
I think that's
Come on,
about the
kid.
same.
Get in touch with you. Come on.
with your elders.
Yeah, Lou, come on.
Well, Kat saw all of us on YouTube before Facebook.
Now, our cat says she's just seen all of us on YouTube before
Yeah.
she saw us on Facebook. So thanks for that, Cat.
Emo was
thank
from
you,
here. He's followed us.
You know
since-
who I am. Followed you,
Since
Emo.
we've
This
had-
is since you had the kill laid.
That must be us.
I was
yeah.
born in Stoke.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, Emo, but yeah.
Yeah,
I know
Emo, he's an expat over there. Now, I
Yeah,
messaged with
that's
him
right.
quite some time,
Yeah.
but Emo, I know I get emails and messages, and I apologise to everybody. And these guys, Ian and Steve, will tell you, when I'm more up, I very rarely go. Well, emails I really don't bother with, and I don't really bother with Messenger much or anything, do I?
No.
I tend to keep out of all that, really. So I apologise if you messaged me or emailed me. I'm not being rude. I just don't do techno. Them are the techno guys.
Voting
Not that
David.
way.
Sorry.
Voting
Yeah.
David. We know you're not over 50, but you might look it. No, only joking, mate.
He's a good lad, David.
He's a good lad. Yeah.
I might be calling a favour in soon, David. So what's this space?
Yeah.
Time
Only
to
joking,
emigrate,
mate.
David.
Yeah, there's quite a few that.
Well, guys, I reckon we're a bit early,
Yeah.
but I think we can wrap it up now for this week. This
Yeah,
month.
I
I think so.
Okay, yeah. It's nice to have
Give,
everyone along.
give Carol our love, mate, and make sure
Yeah.
she's all right. All right.
Yeah, we'll do. She
Yeah,
sends
give her our
love
best
to
wishes.
everybody, and she's really gutted she couldn't be here tonight. But she will be at Crick when we do our live from Crick, so we'll look forward to that. Will be the next Go Narrowboating.
When's the next live going to be then, Ian? Do we know?
Yeah, at Crick.
Crick.
Is it?
Yep.
That's June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
we're doing a special from Crick.
Yeah.
At least we hope to, anyway. So,
That's the
see
plan.
all 8 of us, I guess, at Crick.
Yes.
getting right in the beer
Where's
tent
Aiken?
alive.
It'll have to
I
be
think-
4+4 go narrowboating.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It'll be four
We've had 8
by 4 go narrowboating.
suggested.
Yeah, I like that, Gary.
Yeah.
4 by 4
Four by
narrowboating.
4 by 4 go narrowboating. Yeah.
All right, who wants to kick off the Cheerios and goodbyes and all the rest of it?
Well, are you dishing them out? The Cheerios? Oh,
Well,
Cheerios.
I'll start by thanking everyone for watching.
Sorry, Alan. Go on, Alan. Go on.
Sorry,
I was going to say I'll start by thanking everyone for watching this evening. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's been good having you along. We can't see you, you can see us, but we know who many of you are, and it's great that you could join us this evening. Many thanks to my own subscribers and viewers, and for their comments and everything and encouragement. It means a great deal to me. Keep them coming, and see you soon. Bye for now.
I love that.
Well, basically, he said it all. But thanks to everyone that watches my channel and that supports me with Patreon and everything, and that's my only income. So thank you. But mainly, thank you for watching the channel, and I hope that we give some enjoyment and get you out of your daily routine. Because at the end of the day, now I think that's why we all do it, is to give you a breath of fresh air, especially as the world is now. It's not a very friendly place at the moment, so chill out with us on the canals and we'll take you away from all that. So that's all I can say.
We'll take your mind off it.
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, so, I mean, how can I follow both Alan and Gary? It's exactly the same thing. I must say a big thank you to our subscribers, of course, because without our subscribers, we haven't got a vlog. And it's really appreciated that you guys do follow us. So thank you so much for that. And just take care of yourselves, look after yourselves. And if you come into Crick, you've got to come and say hello to us, guys. The 4 of us, or the 8 of us, I should say.
Yeah.
The 8 of us would love to see you there. So do please come and say hello at Crick. We'd love to see you there. So thanks ever so much. We really do appreciate everything for you for watching. So take care now.
And Pam and Gary are going to be at Crick as well.
Oh yes, and I've got to say hello to Pam and Gary. So on.
Oh, are they going?
They're going. They're taking.
Oh, brilliant! That'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good.
So it'd be nice to have them along as well. So well done. They've only just got the boat, so this will be their biggest big cruise. So we wish them well on that one. So yep.
They might be working on Friday, Aaron. You never know.
So yeah, and from me also, it's thank you so much for watching us, for Go Narrowboaters. Thank you also for subscribing and liking and loving my vlogs, because like Steve says, without you guys, there would be no point in doing them in some ways. But we so appreciate the comments. It's your comments, and you're basically looking after us and messaging us and giving us the inspiration to carry on and do these things. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart, certainly, and for Carol's heart too. We just love you all. So until we see you again, guys, this is Alan and Nikki and Gary and Steve and Chris and the missing Jasmine and the missing Carol and me playing. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.
Take care.
See ya.
Cheers. I'll do it, sweetheart. Yeah.
You've changed the pictures, haven't you, Ian?
What?
On that
Right.
trailer.